Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, El Tiburon, and this month we are talking about our favorite TV show retro themes. And back from the dead, back from hiatus, I got Mr. 24/7, Mr. Dance Chino Dance, Mr. Wrestling Turkey WPW Champion, Sexy Chino. What's going on, Chino?
It's good, man. Thanks for having me. I think you said my accomplishments right, except it's called the Wrestling Pro Wrestling Wrestle Turkey Championship. And you should try to say that at least 5 times if you can. Come on, try it.
Nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good on that one. But yeah, what's been going on since you were last on?
Just still going with the wrestling, and if you guys want to check it out, Wrestling Pro Wrestling on YouTube, at Wrestling Pro Wrestling on Instagram, at Wrestling Pro Wrestling, I believe on Twitter, if I'm correct.
And Twitch too, right?
Yeah, it's on Twitch too, my man. But yeah, just check out Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Like I'm telling you, it's fun. Somewhere I'm really proud to be part of.
Yeah, I highly recommend Wrestling Pro Wrestling as someone that's a fan. So definitely check them out. If you don't live in the LA County area or close to the LA County area, you can watch them, like you said, on YouTube and Twitch. And I'll for the listeners, I'll put in the show notes of this episode, I'll put links to the Twitch and the YouTube. I'll get those from you later then. But we're talking about TV show themes, retro TV show themes to be exact. And I know we had been talking a little earlier because I forgot to push record. So we had to restart the episode just to be fully transparent. But we're talking about how nowadays it doesn't feel, watching TV now feels a lot different than back then. We were talking about how nowadays, I know with you and I, we don't say, hey, I have to be in front of the TV at 7 on Thursday because I can't miss this show. Is that correct?
Correct. That's true. It's like we were talking earlier is that TV used to be must see. It's like we talk about this TV shows that were the themes and everything else, or how good they were, but you wanted to see them. And like I literally put it out there, the Monday Night Wars. Come on, you got Nitro and you got Raw, and you had to figure, which one do I want to watch? But if you didn't get a chance to watch, you had to tape the other one, or the other way around, But yeah, it's just like you had to see it because it wasn't going to be streamed right away because there was no such a thing as much as streaming that time.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as wrestling, I want to watch AEW, but I just feel like there's so much wrestling now. Now it's oversaturated. There's just so much content. I feel like back then you had Raw, Nitro, and then pay-per-views once a month. Now I feel like there's one on Wednesday, one on Monday, one on Tuesday, one on Friday, then there's Saturday ones and weekend ones. It feels like too much. Like I can't watch that much wrestling in a week. I got to work and do other stuff.
Yeah, just in general, like I think it's great that wrestling is a progress that's evolved and everything else, and I think it's great for all the wrestlers out there and the workers itself. But yeah, I mean, it's just like there's a lot of wrestling and just a lot of choice, which is good. At the same time, it's like there's just so much, some people don't know what to choose anymore,
Another thing I wanted to bring up, just to get away from wrestling a little bit, there's going to be a lot of sitcoms in our favorite retro TV show themes. Are sitcoms still a thing? Can you name one sitcom that's popular right now on TV?
Actually, a sitcom? I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like maybe HBO stuff.
But not like, back then you said, Full House, Home Improvement, Seinfeld, Friends, even though, I'm a hot take here. I don't think Friends is very funny, but I might lose some listeners off of that. But you could name off the top of your head, like probably like at least 3 or 4 sitcoms back then. Can you even name one now?
Not off the top of my head.
That's what I feel like was going on in our brains. We try to come up with sitcoms for modern sitcoms.
Those sitcoms like, yeah, I don't know, True Blood. I really haven't watched that either.
True Blood.
Like, what about the Squid Game? That's not a sitcom, is it?
No, but when I mean sitcoms, I mean like comedies, like Home Improvement, I Love Lucy, Seinfeld. No, right?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
I know Fuller House is on Netflix. I don't know if that's still on there, but
I think it is because it's exclusive to them, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, TV is a lot different now with technology advancing. We got on demand. DVRs? Do people still use DVRs? I feel like even that's ancient. If people just go on YouTube, go on different, streaming apps and watch whatever they want to watch, when they want to watch it, how they want to watch it.
Yeah, it's a lot of choice now. I remember back in the days you used to do DVRs. Like, how come you don't want to watch it? Oh, I just fast forward all the commercials.
Yeah, man, the idea of listening to a commercial nowadays is like, that's like almost like an insult. Like, you want me to watch an ad?
Are you really saying that?
You want me to watch commercials? No, thanks.
Hey, man, like, I remember back in the days commercials were very creative.
Yeah. Well, hey. That's kind of a good transition. Speaking of commercials, we're going to go to a commercial, and then we're going to come right back and rank our favorite retro TV show themes.
Arts and crafts make for a hungry troop. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. I know it's good for them. I'm a label reader, 95% fat-free, no preservatives, and I get brownie points every time. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
Were you a big Chef Boyardee fan?
Only when Mankind started eating it.
What was the ad with the Mankind?
Baby.
I remember that one. Yeah, so we're gonna rank we each have a list of 10 retro TV show themes, and I put in that retro because I asked you to not go past the year 99. So anything before 2000 you could pick from.
Yeah, no, I guess you a lot of choice. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I also told you no cartoon themes because we already did a cartoon theme episode. For those listeners that haven't checked that out, it's in the archives. I think it's episode number 2. So you can check that out. But I wanted no cartoons.
That's exactly what you got.
Yep. So the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna go from 10 to 1. You being the guest, we're gonna start off with your number 10. So let's check out your number 10 TV show theme.
Sometimes the world looks perfect, nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what the odds are this time, nothing's gonna stand in my way. This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end. Standing tall on the wings of my dream, rise and fall on the wings of my dream. The rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm down for better days. My life, my dream, and nothing's gonna stop me now.
So at number 10, Sexy Chino's number 10, we got Perfect Strangers. Tell me about this show.
Perfect Strangers was a really good show, at least to me, because it was like a guy that came from another country, I believe, Balky, and his cousin Letty. and because of like where he came from, he had different mannerisms and traditions, and it made a lot of funny comedy sketches through that. But yeah, like one of the main reasons is like this show, and like I said, the theme song was great. I mean, if you like most of this themes you listen to, they actually tell you the story of the actual show.
Yeah, I was kind of digging that theme. I know of Perfect Strangers, but I've never seen a single episode. But you would watch the show, right?
Yeah, I actually watch the show, and like it was a TGIF. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I liked was a lot from TGIF.
Yeah, this theme sounded like you might hear this for those Los Angeles residents, Coast. Was it Coast 93, whatever the hell it was, that radio station? This theme song, you might hear it right after Phil Collins' Another Day in Paradise, maybe.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's just. And the funny thing, you talk about Los Angeles. This thing was more in Chicago.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about the theme. The theme sounds like a song you might have heard in Coast.
Oh, the Coast.
The Coast radio station. Like the theme like puts you in that little calm mood. Like, all right, put your feet up, put your slippers on. There's gonna be no harm here. You're gonna have a relaxing time here.
Yeah, you can listen from like it's one of those Karen Sharp's things at night, right?
Yeah. And are these actors? Do you know if they're in other stuff now or no?
I remember one of the main things that I remember Balky being, which I forgot his a real actor name, was like he was in Beverly Hills Cop 3, and I think the 2.
Oh, with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was your number 10. And let's get to my my number 10 now.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
The chores,
The stores,
fresh air.
Times Square.
You are my wife.
Goodbye, city life.
Green Acres, we are there.
You talked about perfect strangers telling you the story. This definitely, to a T, told you that the husband was a city guy, wanted to go back to the country, and I think the actress is Gabor. What's her name?
It was Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha Gabor. She did not want anything to do with, moving any hay or picking up cow turds. She was a city girl. But yeah, so I got Green Acres, the Green Acres theme as my number 10. And this is one that I would stay up as a kid to, remember Nick at Night?
Yeah.
Stay up to watch Nick at Night just to listen to this theme. It was almost like a lullaby for me. I would listen to the theme and then go to sleep. Like, all right, I wouldn't watch the show. I would just listen to the theme.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a forte because you seem to like just listen to the theme and get away from. You don't even want to watch it afterwards.
Well, honestly, the show looked kind of. The concept didn't sound that fun to me, but the theme was pretty catchy. I remember I even memorized it as a kid. I don't know. I don't think I know the lyrics anymore, but I used to sing it as a kid too.
I'm pretty sure the only lyric you definitely remember was Green Acres.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living. Yeah, that's as far as I got.
I told you it was Green Acres. That's about it.
I got further than that, at least. Yeah, but I got, I don't know if you've ever watched this show at all.
I know about the show, but I really didn't watch it. Maybe I saw a clip here and there, but no, I wasn't a fan of that one.
Yeah, this was definitely probably for the older people. When we were kids, probably for the older generation. So who knows? Maybe now we would dig it. Who knows? Anyway, let's get to your number 9 pick.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world confusing me. Clouds as lean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers. Don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, there's a heart
number 9, Sexy Chino's pick, Full House theme, a classic.
Truly a classic.
And this was the extended cut, I think.
For sure. Like I remember the one they used to have was like, it wasn't as long as I was like, wow, that's longer than I remember hearing it.
And this was, did you watch the show though?
Yeah, I watched the show. I remember watching it like from the early episodes, like almost to the end, basically.
Yeah. Did you also have a crush on DJ?
Actually, no.
Were you-
No,
Were you more of a Kimmy Gibbler?
definitely not that. Definitely not that. No, I would. But yeah, overall, I think Full House was one of those shows like was more family based. But if you remember, like there's like an Easter egg. Probably some people might know this. Is like Danny Tanner was another. There was another actor that played him before.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What was the actual actor?
I don't remember, but there was some other actor that was supposed to be Danny Tanner, and I don't know what happened, and they wound up picking Bob Saget instead.
Yeah, talk about Bob Saget. I got to meet him. He's a really cool guy. It's a funny thing. I got to meet him through wrestling.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that Bob Saget is like was known as a dirty comic. He was very like vulgar, and I didn't know that as a kid until later on that he was a very vulgar comic, and he was picked to play like the most wholesome dad, TV dad, as Danny Tanner.
Yeah, Danny Tanner was definitely not Bob Saget outside, outside the comic area.
So back to you meeting Bob Saget. How did you meet him?
It was like a wrestling event, Lucha Libre. He was like doing like I believe like one of those reality shows, and he picked us for like the venue and that. So he came down, he watched it, and he talked to some of the guys, interviewed some of the guys about it, and yeah, that's how he came out.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't. So we don't know if he's a wrestling fan or it was just for a TV show.
Yeah, well, like I think it might be a TV show, but he seemed interested in the wrestling event.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But just to be fully transparent, I do not have this in my top 10, and I almost feel like I should be ashamed of myself that I don't have the Full House theme.
Well, if you are ashamed, you should shame yourself. But hey, we all have different tastes, and back in the days, you know, what caught your attention?
Yeah, but I don't know. But listening to this song, I felt like warm in my stomach and a nice little tingles. I don't know if it was this theme or the eggnog liqueur that I'm drinking.
It's liqueur.
Yeah, liqueur. All right, well, that was your number 9. Let's get to my number 9 now. Yeah, so at my number 10, I got Melrose Place, the very seductive and sleazy Melrose Place. Listening to that theme as a kid, it was one of those themes and shows I knew I shouldn't be watching, you know, being like a 10-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid. Like, the theme had that little sleazy vibe where, okay, there's some adult stuff that's going to happen here. You should not be watching this, kid, but do you really want to change the channel?
Well, Yeah, that's Meryl's Place was really cool. And one thing about Meryl's Place, is, I don't know if he knows this little Easter egg about it, is it was originally a spin-off from Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, you told me that earlier, and I was like, "What? This is a spin-off? Are you sure?"
Yeah, because like the episode, like Grand Show, I think showed up to help Kelly Kapowski or something, and then she went back to Meryl's Place with him, and that's how they set things up.
Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, I mean, is it
That's
Kelly?
Saved by the Bell.
I'm sorry, the wrong Kelly. You know the blonde girl, right? The Kelly was Kelly, right? Am I wrong?
I don't remember was it the one with the little
And it wasn't,
cute nose?
It wasn't Tori Spelling. It was the other lady.
I think I know who you're talking about, but okay. So the character from Melrose Place showed up to Beverly Hills 90210 to help Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, not Kelly.
Okay, all right. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how it started. So this is actually a spin-off of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that, but man, this theme so cool. I also feel like this theme could have been a Jobbers WCW theme back in the late 90s, like coming to the ring. Hold on. Let me play the theme first. Coming to the ring, weighing at 240 pounds, we got Bobby Blaze. Now? Am I reaching?
Hey, you know what? Like Bobby Blaze could make that could make any team go with him, so that works.
Don't disrespect to Bobby Blaze, but he's the first person that popped in my head.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't say like the gobbledygook or something like that.
No, this was definitely like the quote unquote at the enhancement talent theme. Yeah, but that was my pick. Let's go to your next pick. At Sexy Chino's number 8 pick, he had Quantum Leap. Tell me about this theme because it kind of caught me off guard.
Quantum Leap was a really good show. Once again, I actually watched this, but yeah, it's like I like the theme itself because it builds like it didn't need lyrics, but it just had that sound. Because when the actual show, it's about like a guy that goes and leaps into other people's bodies, and he has to do something to help out and fix the problem, and then he can leap out into somebody else's body until he finally gets as much as he's supposed to get done to get back to his time.
This show always confused me with that Highlander show, but it's nothing similar, right?
Not that I can remember, like, because he just keeps jumping. I guess it's about, I think, the Highland part that you could think about.
So he's going into different vessels, as Matt Hardy would say. Broken Matt, different vessels to get what he needed to get done.
Yes, correct. Once he got done, he leaped out, and his partner was the one that just kept helping him out.
Okay, yeah, never ever watched this show. Wasn't this on like USA or something?
And later on, it was in USA, but it's original on NBC.
Okay, yeah, not one that I ever watched, but
of course,
definitely a different pick. All right, let's go to my number 8.
Hey, dude.
It's a little wild and a little strange when you make your home out on the range. Start your horse and come along, but you can't get it right if you can't hold on. Singing, yippee-ti-yi-yi,
Yippee-ti-yi.
Like the cowboys say,
Sing it again now.
yippee-ki-yay,
Get along, little doggies.
till the break of day.
Better watch out for those man-eating jackrabbits and that killer cacti. Hey, dude.
Yeah, my number 10, I got Hey Dude from Nickelodeon. Another TV show I never, ever had any interest in watching the actual show. But, man, the theme, I love this theme. I remember coming home after school. I think it would play at 3:30 or 4, but I would kind of like try to race home just so I could catch the theme.
Just the theme, right? So
Yeah.
like,
Are you familiar with this one? Hey Dude?
I might have caught a few episodes, but I remember the theme. I remember some of the episodes, not as much, but like you said, to me, it wasn't one of those must-see shows for me.
Yeah, man. I remember with my friend David Mulato. Shout out to David Mulato from my 5th grade class. We used to both like this theme, so we would sing the theme like, it's a little wild, it's a little strange. We used to just try to memorize the lyrics. Don't judge. This was back before we had smartphones, so we had to find different ways to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, like back in the days, you started your karaoke before it was considered karaoke.
Yeah, man, I love the Hey Dude theme. I think in watching, because we have a computer in front of us, so we're watching the actual intro on video, and the only one I recognized from the actors was, I think, Christine Taylor. I think she's been in other stuff that I've seen, like other movies and shows, but I can't remember off the top of my head which ones.
Yeah, I can't either, but like, yeah, when you watch Hey Dude, it's like an old school Western style.
Yeah, which was it was on Nickelodeon. Kind of a weird pick, right? Well, maybe not at that time, right? This was like 90s.
Well, didn't they actually tape this like in Arizona area, something like that?
Yeah, I think so. But this was around the time of like Pete, what was it? The Adventures of Pete, and or what were their names?
Pete and Pete. What Clarissa explains it all.
Clarissa explains it all. All right, let's go to your number 7 now.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
So at number 7, Sexy Chino's pick, Family Matters.
And it truly does matter. No, like this show itself, like it was a TGIF. Like I said, I really enjoy the TGIF shows because they all had like a nice theme to them. But like I said, once again, if you listen to the lyrics of the beginning, it actually kind of tells you what the show's going to be about. But at the end of the day, this show's more famous for Urkel than anything else.
Yeah, which is, I think I was watching a YouTube video or something where they're talking about how it was actually supposed to be about the family. But then, like, Urkel was like he was just there for one episode, and people liked him so much, he became kind of like, they kept bringing him on and on and on, and then he became like the main character.
Yeah, he was the focus of it, because, like, yeah, it was literally supposed to be about the family, Laura, but then Urkel just stole the spotlight. People just dig that character. I mean, Urkel was made into, what, toys, too, and...
Do you know his rap? The pick up your pants and do it.
No, I don't know that one. I know you can snort like Urkel. Like, or
Yeah,
something like that.
you weren't supposed to share that on the podcast.
Some things stay private to stay private, right?
Yeah, but, even the name of the show is Family Matters. It's not like the Urkel show or nothing. So you could see where it was probably supposed to be about the family, but Urkel stole the show.
Yeah, Urkel really stole the show, but it's still called Family Matters. But at the end of the day, yeah, it would, Jamil White, I believe is his real name. Like when he did that Stefan and Urkel character, oh my god, that was great.
Yeah, and also the dad from the family, Carl Winslow. There's a little bit of people talking about how he's Carl Winslow on the show, and he's also in one of the Die Hard movies, and people are wondering if it's supposed to be Carl Winslow too, because he also plays a cop in Die Hard. So they say, oh, Carl Winslow is in the same world as Die Hard.
You know what's funny is like it's basically saying, oh yeah, because you're playing a cop, you're gonna be the same character that you were playing it because it was so well known. Like maybe he got stereotyped into that.
Yeah, that's good. That's just kind of cool though. Like, what are the chances that he was gonna be pigeonholed to be a cop in a movie too?
It worked out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to my pick now. So at my next pick, I got Living Single. Man, this theme just puts me in a good mood. And I did watch the show. I thought it was really funny. Singing the intro was Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that you actually said that you actually watched the show, because I was thinking, hey man, oh yeah, you're just gonna say, oh, well, I just listened to the theme and just ran over and went to go watch something else or something.
No, I actually watched the show. It was with Ovaltine, Queen Latifah, and Ovaltine, and I don't know the other character.
Wow, that's great, man. It's like
It really shows that I watched it.
you watched it, but you watched it for Queen Latifah and Ovaltine. I guess that's about it, you know.
Yeah, I don't remember a bunch of the episodes or anything, but I used to like the show and the theme. Come on now, that is like a little catchy one of those themes you hear and it just puts you in a good mood.
Yeah, there's like Queen Latifah was the standout that came out of this.
Well, I thought the show was made for her because she at this time she was kind of like a big rap star.
Yeah, she was a big rap star at the time, and now she adapted and she's become a bigger star itself.
Yeah, my wife and I actually saw her at LAX.
Just walking around.
We were like having lunch somewhere, and then my wife Yvette's like, "Hey, look, Queen Latifah," and I look, and it is Queen Latifah, but she was just like power walking by.
Oh,
now you could tell she probably didn't want to be bothered, or was late for her flight or something.
She didn't have no paparazzi around or anything else?
She had like a guard, she probably didn't want to be bothered. I mean, from what we hear, celebrities don't like to be bothered at airports.
Believe it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to your number 6.
Life is a race and I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I'll just not make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home 7 places at the end of every one of my days. Or highs with the all of the faces that keep me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
So at your next pick, you had just the 10 of us, and I have no idea what the hell this show is, but man, that theme is catchy.
Yeah, the theme was great, but like I said, I actually watched the show too, and it was about the coach, which was actually from the school originally from Kirk Cameron, which is from Growing Pains. So this is a spinoff also, and yeah, and he had like the 10 kids he had to take care of. If you listen, doing it the best I can, which is the theme song itself. But yeah, that's basically, and I really enjoyed it. And I gotta admit, I dig the girls.
Yeah, I want this theme as my alarm clock. It's when the part where I go, doing it the best I can. It's kind of catchy.
You're totally doing your karaoke here. I'm pretty sure you're totally doing karaoke.
And I looked over at you because we're watching the intro video, and I saw the name Heather Langenkamp pop up. She is Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna see in an actual sitcom back in the days.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Heather Langenkamp. I know who that is. The bald guy looks familiar too, but can't pinpoint him.
Yeah, because he was like I told you, he was in Growing Pains. He was the coach for Kirk Cameron's team, like that. But he might have done a couple movies here and there, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah.
Yeah, he looked familiar, but then again, we're watching it on YouTube, so the quality's like 120p, like it's not very high definition.
What do you expect? It's, we're not in high definition itself, you know.
Yeah,
We don't have the HD level, computer level.
These were not recorded in 4K. I'll say that much. All right, let's go to my number 6 now. Yeah, so at my next pick, I got Wild and Crazy Kids. Have you ever heard this one?
Hey, yeah, I heard the Wild and Crazy Kids, and you talked about earlier being a theme song. Man, this could totally be a wrestling theme song.
I was thinking the same thing. Hold on, let's replay that theme right here. Hold on, let me try this. Coming into the ring, weighing at 240 pounds, Bobby Blaze. Yeah, I think this one goes a little bit more with Bobby Blaze, even though you said Bobby Blaze could pull off anything.
Bobby Blaze is pretty good at pulling off stuff like, you know, you never underestimate good talent.
Yeah, but when I used to, this is a show that I would actually watch. It had like Cuba Gooding's brother, Omar Gooding, I think, and a Hispanic girl, which I don't remember her name, and like a white guy or a white girl.
Yeah, I think it was a white guy or a white girl, but it was like actual games for kids.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I guess, maybe not exactly like Double Dare, but it was kind of like a competition outdoors.
Yeah, it's something like that, but it was outside more, I believe, than Double Dare.
Yeah, and I think even Mark Summers from Double Dare, one time, I don't know if you remember that episode, he shows up and challenges Wild and Crazy Kids.
I don't think but it was Wild and Crazy Kids. Some of it was filmed by the Nick Studios.
That I don't know. But I just remember watching this on Nickelodeon. I don't know. What do you mean by that? Filmed by the Nick Studios.
Remember, like, the Nick Studios back in the day, Orlando, they used to have, like, some stuff they used to film there because they filmed over there and other stuff there? Or was that before that time?
No, I don't know. But this was all outdoors, remember?
Yeah, but remember, it was, like, in Orlando. It was, like, by Universal Studios. Where they kept it.
I don't remember. All I remember watching this as a kid, I was like, how do I become a wild and crazy kid?
I guess you had to send in a card or something, or like actually be by Orlando and get picked.
Yeah, because the stuff they did, I remember one time they slid down like a hill on a giant ice block. They would play like paintball and just other like crazy games, and it looked fun as hell.
Yeah, well, you think it has the name Wild Crazy Kids, and it's like all those wild and crazy games itself, and just throw kids in there. Actually, if I'm looking at the logo right now, it looks a lot like the new NXT logo.
So NXT 2.0 stole the Wild and Crazy Kids logo thing.
Because I'm looking at the colors itself, man. That's what it looks like.
But you know, back in the 90s, everything was wild. It was all about being wild, being crazy, being extreme, without the E in the front. Everything was all about that.
You look at the colors itself. You know how bright it was back in the 80s. All those bright colors.
Oh yeah, and you know you had some of those Zuba pants in bright green.
Very bright green. Okay.
All right. Well, that was my number 6 pick. Let's go to your number 5 pick. We don't gotta listen to the whole theme.
Yeah.
Back on the list, higher on your list, we got Melrose Place on Sexy Chino's list. We got it. You have it at number 5.
Yeah, I dig the Melrose Place, and I wasn't guilty of watching it like you.
Where's you little pervert?
Because
Of course you were watching this.
Because I was a little older than you too. You gotta think about that.
What were you like? What were you, 12?
I think I'm like 2 years older than you, maybe. No, just kidding. Just kidding. If you can figure out, yeah, I'm a dinosaur level guy.
So when you were watching this, you had no guilt. Don't tell me you didn't even look over your shoulder to see if your mom was walking into the room.
No, but to be perfectly honest, I had it in my room with, I believe it was me and my brother watching it at the time, you know. But yeah, like remember we were watching Beverly Hills 90210, we got away with it.
Yeah, but this was like more adult, more grown up than Beverly Hills 90210. This was like had a little bit of a little pinch of like spice in it.
Yeah, because they were more adults. But remember, Heather Locklear was there, like Connie Thorne-Smith, and then what Andrew Shue, they had that little triangle thing going.
Man, Courtney Thorne-Smith, I had a crush on her. Did you?
More like Heather Locklear.
Okay.
But yeah, just they had them really like Danny Cesaro. Wasn't she on Spaceball too?
Oh yeah, Daphne Zuniga.
Zuniga. Right.
Yeah, she's from Spaceballs. I was watching. I was like, she looks super familiar.
Yeah, she was on Spaceball.
Yeah, I remember that. All right, well, you know, that's our first repeat, and just spoiler alert, it's our only repeat. So this is the only theme that made both of our lists.
That means we actually agreed on something, in at least in this thing.
Yeah, and this theme is that good, and it's been cemented in our brain, I guess, that it's good enough to make both of our lists.
Hey, like you said, it's good Bobby Blaze music on it. You can't beat that.
I don't know. Now that I think of it, it might be more like Horseman theme.
Horseman theme.
The little guitar twangs. Maybe Arn Anderson would come out to it. Maybe not Bobby Blaze. All right. Let's get to my next theme here.
Liquid television.
Yeah, so at my number 5 pick, I got Liquid Television, which was on MTV. I know I cheated. I know I said no animated cartoon themes. And I know there's animation in this Liquid Television show, but there's also other stuff that's on the show. So I kind of give myself a pass. I'm putting this on my list.
Yeah, you got a pass, but like, I know Liquid Television was good. It's like, but it was like you can't just call it like a cartoon in those days, like real cartoon, because look how late it was that they put it on TV.
Yeah, that's right. I hadn't even thought about that. This was late at night, right? And what I remember most from this is discovering Ian Flux.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Like Ian Flux came out of Liquid Television. That is so true.
Yeah, and there's a scene where Ian Flux is like licking some guy's the inside of his ear. I don't know if you remember that part, but it was a very gory, there was a lot of gore in that cartoon, but it was kind of sleazy too.
Yeah, like I'm saying, this is no gummy bears, I'll tell you that for sure.
This was not going to be on the same block as Darkwing Duck and Tailspin.
Or Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, and I remember loving this. There was other cartoons. There was one with a guy with a giant head, that his head would open and all these things would come out of his head. A lot of weird cartoons.
Yeah, man. Liquid Television was in a different wave level. And it was like beyond their time, because think about the cartoons now, like the anime, how dreadful they are. And then you see all the blood and the gore and stuff like that now. And it's like, I'm just watching a cartoon.
Yeah. Now it's like probably like whatever. But back then you're like, what? The Ian Flux was like mowing down all these villains with like a submachine gun, and you see blood come out.
You're like, what?
Yeah, I remember the one. I don't know if you remember that episode where she's walking up a ladder, and she steps on a nail. And I remember being like, oh, that looks so painful, and she falls off the ladder.
Yeah, Liquid Television. If you guys haven't checked it out, at least check it out and you make your own opinion. And you can make the comments and let them let basically the retro show know.
Yep. There you go. All right. Well, let's go to your number 4 now. Theme's so good, we had to play it all the way through. We got Beverly Hills 90210 at Chino's. What do we have it at? Your number 5 or 4? Let me see. Let's see. You got it at your number. We'll get to it eventually. Hold on. Let me push it. Oh, let me push this button.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, well, sorry about that. Chino's number 4.
Yeah, it truly is. I think we'll be hitting that button a lot, but that's another story. But so yeah, Beverly Hills 90210. Like I'm telling you, this show was great for, I guess, for the time that we were watching it. And think about, like, we saw the actors that were in there. Like, think about the careers they have now. And one thing is, like, Luke Perry was a real big wrestling fan. And if you guys know now, AEW, his son Jungle Boy is actually at AEW now. So rest in peace, Luke Perry. But yeah, man, that tells you how much wrestling has evolved in a Hollywood way for people that reacted. Because people from that era, like Luke Perry, now his son is actually on TV wrestling as Jungle Boy. But yeah, man, just like I really enjoyed like the Shannon Doherty. Like we were talking earlier about Kelly, Jenny Garth. I can't remember her last name, but yeah, just in general, I'm telling you, like shows like this bring nostalgia, you know. And back in the day, like I said, this was a must see.
Yeah, I don't think I knew anybody as a kid that wasn't watching the show.
So true, man. It's like I know when I went to school, like people knew about it for sure. We talked about it, like I said, and also like when you're a kid, like and you like you said, like you feel guilty, you go for the girls.
Yeah, this was I mean, we both live. Well, you live in Orange County. I live in LA County, but Beverly Hills is not that far of a drive from us. But it did feel like it was a whole other world. I didn't see girls like that in Koreatown.
No, like I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't like those girls like so fashion at the time, you know. And I drove in around Beverly Hills, and man, it's expensive area and things like that. But yeah, you see some classy cars. Those women, those girls at the time, top notch.
Yeah, and another theme, no lyrics, but the theme is still like once you hear that initial da-na-na-na, da-na, you know it's Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, that was good. If it had lyrics, I bet you Mr. Shark here would be singing El Tiburon would be singing the new Beverly Hills theme somehow. If he actually had lyrics, he might even make some lyrics up, but that's up to him.
Yeah. This this was definitely another Bobby Blaze theme.
Wow, Bobby Blaze is getting big time over here.
Bobby Blaze just fell off his chair. Like, what the hell? Why do these guys keep bringing me up? All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to my next pick here. I was about to fade out the theme because it was going into introductions, Tony introducing the event, but I almost feel like that's almost part of the introduction. Tony welcoming you to wherever they were from, Wichita, Kansas, or wherever they were from.
Hey, this was Tampa, Florida. Okay,
Right.
we got you read it. It's Tampa, Florida.
They were always either like Wichita, Kansas, or something, Mississippi, or somewhere. But man, anytime I hear this theme, it just the hairs on my neck stand up.
Yeah, because like you can actually say Bobby Blaze would come out to this thing.
Well, he would come out in this show. Maybe not to the theme, but I know we said no cartoon themes, but we never said anything about no wrestling themes. And if I have to pick the wrestling theme that's my favorite, it has to be WCW Nitro theme, man. When I would hear this theme as a teenager, man, so pumped to see what the NWO were going to do. What if Sting was going to come out? Was DDP going to come up with a different variation of the Diamond Cutter? Who was Goldberg going to spear next?
Yeah, but one of the funny things about Nitro when it first started, remember how they always had like Lex Luger part, which stood for a while, but
Oh, when he's flexing?
yeah, but the original one had Vader.
Oh, yeah. Vader was early on, right, in Nitro? And then he left.
Yeah, once he left, they put Luger, but the original one was Vader.
Yeah, I remember that. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on this theme? Doesn't it get you pumped up?
Yeah, it just reminds you like back in the days when Nitro was coming up. And I remember reading like the Nitro book and saying that they taped this like in Orlando, Florida, something like that, and then they did it like in a few days because Bishop was just, we got to set up something for Nitro, and so they came up with the whole with the special effects and things like that. So it worked out because it literally showed that Nitro started that way, and people got into it, and it just became a repetition, and people were expecting it because the fire itself leads to the building, and it's a lead up, and then when boom makes explosion, that's when you show the fans and everything else. So it worked out great for that.
Yeah, and this was, we were talking about, I don't know if it made the podcast because I had to re-record, but you were talking about must-see TV and the Monday Night Wars. This theme was synonymous with the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, that was because you had this, and then you had the In Your Eye from Raw, right?
Yeah.
Where they're fighting around the fire too.
There's a lot of fire back then in the wrestling intros.
Truly, man, truly.
Yeah, and I mean, just the way that, this ain't the theme anymore, but the pyro, right away, all the pyro going off and the crowd going crazy. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
That's not going to get you pumped up to watch some wrestling?
Yeah, like it's, as much as people don't understand is that the crowd means a lot in this business. And maybe some people may deny that, or like they don't acknowledge it. But when the crowd's excited, oh my God, it makes the event so much better.
And then right after this intro, pyro, you would probably hear Rey Mysterio's theme. Or Juventud Guerrera, so then you knew they were coming in hot with some action.
Yeah, because usually they did start with cruiserweight action, and then you have the Professor Mike Tenay take over.
Yeah, yep, right. All right, let's go to your next pick now.
Listen to the floor till the end of scream. Driving like the demon that drives your dreams. You're on a hard road, nobody cares. If you hit the brakes, you got to be there. Keep it in gear, one step, all it takes. You gotta keep your wheels on the straight and narrow. You wanna survive. Slow motion man, iron and steel in the palm of your hand. Quiet heart, betting your life on the state of the art. Lay down the law. Don't you let 'em cross the line. Under the hood, got the bad and the good. Everybody's doing time. Drive
So at your number 3, you got Hardcastle and McCormick. Never heard of this theme.
Yeah, this is like really old school, but yeah, one of the main things I like about it is the car. That car and that entrance starts it off, yeah. But it's another show that it had like the like what's it called, the Knight Rider feel to it.
Yeah, this was 80s, I'm guessing, around the same time.
Yeah, around that time, because yeah, it's like he's also like a cop, something like that. But yeah, so I watched it. I remember watching some of it, but it's not the greatest memory of it. But the theme song always gets me.
Yeah, and I was looking at the time for the theme. It's like almost 2 minutes. They would play this whole thing.
I think they kind of cut it, but yeah, like I think this was like one of the original themes. Like remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when the first episode they played the whole theme.
Yeah,
I think
and they
that's
cut it down.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Hardcastle, man, I have never heard of this. Hardcastle and McCormick. Isn't one of your other spin-offs, like a spin-off of Growing Pains or something?
No, I doubt it was the Growing Pains. I think wasn't even done at the time from this.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this. Hardcastle and McCormick. All right, well, that's your number 3. Let's go to my number 3 now.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell. If the teacher pops a test, I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low on my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If I can hand it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the bell. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the. It's alright, cause I'm saved by the.
At my number 3, man, had to play this one all the way through. Saved by the Bell. And I got a bone to pick with you. You don't have this on your damn list. How don't you have Saved by the Bell on your list?
It wasn't as qualified as I thought it would. You know, it was like, hey, you said more like I was thinking more like themes at night. Not like,
Yeah, you know what I think? I don't think you're qualified to have this on your list. So maybe it's good.
Wow. Well,
I'm insulted that you don't have this on your list.
I can't believe. Can you actually tell me you actually watched this?
Hell yeah. I love Saved by the Bell. Come on. Don't tell me. Did you watch it?
I watched it. I even watched the one on NBC, the new class, I believe it's called. Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't go that far.
I have not watched the new one that came out. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, come on. My name was almost Mario Lopez. Did you know that?
Almost.
Yeah. Well, so Yvette, my wife, she's Yvette Lopez. My first name is Mario. If I would have taken Yvette's last name, I would be Mario Lopez.
I doubt you would have got the qualifications of the real Mario Lopez. I mean, you'd be like...
I'm just saying I would have had his name. I'm not saying
I think you'd be version 2 for sure. No, I was like, jeez.
I would have been the Kroger brand Mario.
Yeah, the bootleg one.
Yeah, exactly. But come on. How can you not have this? This theme is awesome.
The theme is awesome, but like I said, I thought you would talk about night. Like, that's why we TGIF more than anything else.
All right. Well, either way.
It's still a good theme. At least you got it
awesome.
on.
Yeah, I love this theme. And it's one of those where, like you were saying earlier, it tells you pretty much the gist of the show. Talking about, getting late to school and the teacher. It's all about high school.
It truly is. And the funny thing is, like, all these kids that were watching at the time could definitely relate to all the students. Yeah,
and what I'm wondering is Bayside a fictional place? Because I think it's supposed to take place somewhere here in like SoCal, like in our area. But I don't know if they use a fictional or an actual place.
I don't know. Was it supposed to be like Malibu? Because like a more expensive place.
Yeah, I don't know, but man, I had another crush, Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah, the Kelly that we messed up on earlier.
Kelly Kapowski. Or you didn't have a crush on her?
Yeah, I admit it. I had a post of her.
Hold on. There you go. That's for Kelly Kapowski. All right, I couldn't go one.
I guess
Sorry.
that was for both of us because
Yeah.
he called it out first.
Hold on. Double. There you go. All right.
How did you get a triple, man? Who else is missing here?
All right. All right. Let's move to the number 2 Sexy Chino theme right here.
Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. The best is ready to begin. Oh, as long as we got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands, baby, you and me. We gotta be the luckiest dreamers who never quit dreaming. As long as we keep on giving, we can take anything that comes our way. Baby, rain or shine, all the time. We got each other, sharing the laughter and love.
At your number 2, Growing Pains.
Yeah, Growing Pains. I mean, that show was like big time old school. Like I said, it led up to the spin-off of Just the 10 of Us. But yeah, man, it's like, think about it. The Kirk Cameron, yeah, Tracy Gold, like and also it's one of the first places that Leonardo DiCaprio worked. Remember?
Oh, is this the one that he came out in? Did like a cameo in?
Yeah, this is, but that was later on because the one that you were showing, like, it's really old school. I mean, this was like when he was like I think Kirk Cameron, Mikey was like becoming a counselor or teacher or something like that.
Yeah, I always get this one confused with Family Ties, but I know Family Ties now is the one with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox. Because at the time, if you know about this, is the fact that Michael J. Fox was doing it's a Family Times.
Yeah, Family Ties.
Family Ties. At the same time, he was also doing Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then he became kind of too big for TV shows, I think. But Kirk Cameron, this is the brother, right, of DJ from
Yeah.
Full House.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, he started before her.
Yeah, Candace Cameron, right?
Candace Cameron.
Yeah, which just to go to Candace Cameron, she's got some lucha libre skills.
No, that's Candace Michelle. You're on.
No, Candace Cameron. There's an episode on Fuller House where she does some wrestling and she does her own stunts. She does a Hurricane Rana.
Oh yeah, I think like that was like I believe Santino's kind of trained her, if anything of that.
Yeah, I think with any podcast we're on, we always end up going back to wrestling.
Well, that's one of our major reasons we're really good friends.
We could do an episode on, I don't know, hygienic or feminine products. We would still tie it back to wrestling somehow.
Unfortunately, yeah, it feels like it. It's like, oh yeah, it goes back to wrestling somehow. But that's the thing about wrestling in general. It's like it's such a universal thing that it always brings us back. Because like they always say, like if you're in the wrestling business, you know, everybody. It's such a small world.
Right. Okay, all right. You had that as your number 2. Let's go to my number 2 now.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to conquer Earth!
Alpha, Reader's Escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
Number 2, I got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Man, I got goosebumps listening to this theme right now.
Yeah, it's like that's one of those classics. You know, it's like I'm telling you, I was a total Power Ranger fan back in the days. I remember that crazy thing that happened, like when they were supposed to be at Universal Studios and they had the gridlock in the freeway.
No, I don't. Oh, because people were trying to get to them?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
I was stuck in that gridlock.
You're trying to go meet the
no,
Pink
just
Ranger?
just to
or-
watch them. And like I remember I had to make like 2 extra shows at the pavilion because like it was so packed.
What,
that day.
what was it? Like a stunt show? Or
No, they were just there. Like they took questions, and then that was the first time they were gonna do like the whole group showing up at once.
Damn, man, so big. And truth be told, I only saw maybe the first 1 or 2 or 3 seasons, because then after that I couldn't follow it anymore.
Yeah, me too. Because like they keep changing characters.
It was like Power Ranger Zero and Neo and Neon and I don't know what, and I was like, I don't know.
I'm
what's
going
what.
with the classics.
Yeah, I like the old school one. And you know, funny enough, I didn't know that back then. What it was they were actually using I think like Japanese footage from another show, right?
Yeah, they did that because remember they did the BAR Troopers, which that's another Japanese show. They did the Superhuman Samurais, which is that was on another network, but that was for another Japanese show.
Yeah.
So Beetleborgs, that's for another Japanese
Oh,
show.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that I didn't catch that at the time, but I thought something looked weird about when they went to the fight scenes where it didn't really look like the acting scenes were when they weren't in the costume. It looked like a different show.
Yeah, because they actually used some old school footage from from the Japanese shows, and they translated to the English. But what they did is they basically made it cheaper for themselves, so they just got hire American actors instead of trying to bring the whole Japanese ordeal here.
And then they just spliced in the action scenes, right? Which was I don't know who your favorite Ranger. Mine was the black. I was a Zack guy.
I was a Billy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a Billy guy.
Billy was always like the wimpy one, but once he put on the suit, he would transform to a badass, pretty much.
Yeah, well, what about Tommy? He became the Green Ranger and the White Ranger.
I feel like everybody wanted to be Tommy. Like if you were a kid at that time, you wanted to be the green White Ranger.
You definitely wanted to be because you getting the Pink Ranger. You can't complain about that.
Oh, true, very true. And R.I.P. to the Yellow Ranger. I think she passed away, right?
Yeah, I think was it like she got in a car accident or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, but man, that theme, it's Bobby Blaze material for sure.
To Tui Trang, right? That was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's my
R.I.P.
number 2. Let's go to your all-time favorite retro TV show theme now.
Truly.
The dream got broken, seemed like all was lost. What would be the future? Could you pay the cost? You wonder, will there ever be a second time around? Step by step, day by day, we start over, different hands of play. Deeper we fall, the stronger we stay. Make it better, second time around.
Damn, at your number 1, you got Step by Step. TGIF for sure.
Did you ever hear of this one?
No.
Of course not. But
Oh, no. The theme, yeah. The show, I watched both. I don't know what the hell was that. My mind went somewhere else. I listened to the theme because I watched the show.
so you actually did watch this one.
The show I remember, the episode I remember the most is where the older guy gets into like a fight at a pool hall, and he does bust all these karate moves.
Oh, you mean Sasha, the Code Man?
Yeah.
Because like didn't he also did some martial arts movies? too?
Yeah, I remember I wanted to be, I was like, I want to be like that guy when I grew up. He busted like some karate moves out.
Yeah, because like I remember he like that was one of the characters I really enjoyed watching because like he was the Code Man. He used to live in his van. That was cool.
I don't remember that. He lived in a van?
Yeah, he lived in his van. You know, remember like because he's like supposed to be the cousin.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember the plot of Step by Step, the stories, but I do remember him, and I remember Suzanne Summers that was used to be in Three's Company.
Yeah, because like well, the actual plot is like it's they each have 3 kids and then they get married, and so they have to coexist.
Yeah, and that dad, I Now we were watching the video right here. Something Duffy. He looked like he was the dad in every show in the 90s.
Well, you know that Patrick Duffy is actually from Dallas, right?
Oh, I never watched that show.
Well, that's a very classic, and
Okay.
that's one of the main reasons that he was very well known at the time.
But he
because of
looks
that.
like just one of those actors that he was in a lot of stuff in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, he wasn't a lot of stuff, but like one of the main things that other people were known for was definitely Dallas.
Yeah, never saw that. But man, that's your number one all-time retro TV show theme.
For sure, because you hear it and it tells you a story, and it feels like a feel good, and it's great. It's like, and then the characters itself, and even the show, it gave such a different aspects of it, and it was just one of those shows that I really enjoy watching. And like I said, once again, I dig the girls.
And it looks like they're at Magic Mountain, or where are they at?
They were like at Magic Mountain. They taped the beginning like at one of the Magic Mountains.
Yeah, but they're we're looking at the video. They're like on a shore, so it's not the one over here in
it might
Valencia.
be,
It's somewhere.
No, it's not the. It might be the one in Florida. Or they have another, because over here I think it's Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
Other places is called Six Flags something. Six Flags
Yeah.
something.
That's all right. Well, cool. Number one pick. Let's go to my number one pick now. At my number one, I got the, I got to throw in a little bit of horror in there too. Even though this isn't a horror show, it was scary as hell. I got at number one the Unsolved Mysteries theme.
What I'm gonna say about your Unsolved Mystery team, it could be used as a wrestling team too.
Maybe not Bobby Blaze, but maybe like the Yeti or I don't know, the Zodiac or something would have come out to this.
The Dungeon of Doom for sure.
Man, this would have been a better theme. I would have been been watching WCW more if the Taskmaster and his goons were coming out to this one. But man, watching this show as a kid, Jesus Christ, just even hearing this theme would give me the creeps. Like I knew I was in for some creepy stuff. I knew I shouldn't be watching this because I was gonna be scared as hell at night as a kid, but I still had to watch it.
Yeah, because you love that the horror style and everything else. So, but yeah, Unsolved Mysteries. Did they ever get solved? Actually,
I think so. Yeah, because they would have the updates. Sometimes
Okay.
they would have update. And then you had the host Robert Stack, R.I.P. Robert Stack. That guy's voice was just added to the creepiness and the I guess I don't know the mystery, pun intended, of Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, he had that kind of voice. Like, oh yeah, I was like, oh, you want to hear his voice? You like, oh, it stands out. How about that?
Yeah, well let's play a little clip of his voice right here.
Could the Queen Mary be haunted? According to a recent Gallup poll, 14% of all Americans report they had some sort of contact with a spirit or ghost. Now, certainly their experiences could be the product of an overactive imagination.
Yeah, you just hear this guy's voice, even the narration. Man, just everything about this show gave me the creeps, but I love it so much. To my left, I have a stack of vinyl. I actually own the Unsolved Mysteries soundtrack vinyl. I love this theme so much. Funny thing is, I had this, I think, as a ringtone, the theme. Back when I was working like a kind of a crisis response job, and I had it as my ringtone. But one time it played like at 12 or like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sleeping. So I wake up, hear this theme. I'm like, nah, I'm changing this theme. This shit's too scary. But yeah.
Yeah, Unsolved Mystery. Like you even heard it, his voice stands out, and it gives you that presence. You're gonna hear what he has to say.
Yeah, he sets the tone for sure. Yeah, so that was it. We went through our individual 10 lists, but now we're gonna play themes to the ones that didn't make our top 10, but we're right there. We're on the cusp.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Be told you never saw been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, yeah, flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will. Making their way.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be?
Don't know about the future, that's anybody's guess. Ain't no good reason for getting all depressed. Fire up your pad and pencil, I give you a piece of my mind. In my opinion, nation, the sun is gonna surely shine. Stop all your fussing, slap on a smile. Come out and walk in the sun for a while. Don't fight the feeling, you know you wanna have a good time.
New boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs and it's understood. He's there just to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out.
Countdown control. 4, 3, 2, 1. We are. VR. Troopers 3, virtual reality. Troopers 3, virtual reality. Troopers 3, virtual reality. La 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 la. She's a small wonder, lovely and bright and soft curves. She's a small wonder, a child unlike other girls. She's a miracle, and I grant you, she'll enchant you at first sight. She's a small wonder, and she'll make your heart.
So yeah, those were some of our honorable mentions that didn't crack the top 10 of our list, but they're worthy. They're worthy.
Yeah, I noticed Murder She Wrote you put down there, so I
Dude.
guess you must have heard that song right before you went to sleep after Raw ended.
That's exactly why the only reason I have the Angela Lansbury Murder She Wrote theme was because for some weird reason, Murder She Wrote for a while was the lead-in to Monday Night Raw. Like, why would Murder She Wrote be a lead-in to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, I don't know. It just depended on the big wigs in the USA how they want to set up the schedule. But yeah, I remember that too from the days of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, anytime I was ready to pumped to watch Monday Night Raw, I think at that time it was still 1 hour only. It was always Murder She Wrote and credit scenes were rolling. And I was like pumped to watch some, Razor Ramon and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and all them. But it was always that little theme. So it's almost synonymous for me for Monday Night Raw. Watch. Let me play a little bit of the theme like. Are you ready for some whams, bams, and body slams? Tune in next for Monday Night Raw. Come on, wasn't it pretty much that?
Yeah, the only thing you missed was the name of the wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
You got to back into it again. Can we put some wrestlers?
All right, let's see.
You
You can do it this time. You're going to do it this time.
Oh, great. All right. Get ready for Monday Night Raw coming up next with Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and Razor Ramon coming up next.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I guess they would mention the names. I don't know why. I just remember, are you ready for the slams or whatever? They would try to pump you up.
Yeah, the only thing we forgot to advertise USA because that's the last thing they always put down.
Oh, that's true. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's it. But it is tradition on this podcast. If you're on this podcast, at the end of every episode, there's a trivia game. So yeah, we're gonna go to a quick little commercial break, and we'll come back for the trivia game.
My friends call me sensitive. I guess I am a bit. I really want to call them, but I simply can't commit.
P.U. Me thinketh, that stinketh.
Alf, it's about 10, 10, 220.
Well, don't forget the best part. 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes. It's cheap. Right about that.
I want to write about no monthly commitment, dude.
What about no signing up?
Yeah, I like that. Brother.
Obviously from another mother.
Dial 1010-220.
Damn. 10-10-220.
10-10-220. Remember, that's like going against the 900 numbers.
And what a pairing. Yeah, I had even forgotten about this commercial with Alf and Hulk Hogan.
Of all things, Alf. But hey, back in the days, it worked.
All right, Chino. Well, I'm going to put you to the test. All right, you ready, Chino?
Okay.
All right, so here's the way we're going to play this game. I'm going to play 10 TV intro themes, and let's see how many out of 10 you can get.
Okay, so it's going to go in a row without stopping?
No, I'll play one, and then let's see. You raise your hand once you got it.
Okay.
If you don't got it, we'll keep it like wrestling style. You throw up the X, you tap out.
Actual sitcoms, right?
No, like live action TV shows. So it could be a comedy, it could be a drama, TV shows. All right.
Okay, TV shows.
All right, let me play the first one for you. That was a quick raise of the hand.
El Chavo del Ocho.
Man, he got El Chavo del Ocho.
Yes, I do have Hispanic heritage.
You watch El Chavo del Ocho?
Yeah, I used to watch that and Chespirito, and I even watched like Chompira and El
Chapulín.
Chapulín Colorado.
You have the pop, don't you?
Yeah, I have the El Chavo del Ocho and Capitincho.
My favorite character was always Godínez. You know Godínez?
Godínez. What about El Señor Barriga?
La Bruja.
La Bruja 61.
Don Ramón. That was another classic one.
La Chilindrina.
Yeah, classics.
Do you remember like Kiko? He actually went to, he got out with Don Ramón, and then they did another show called
Ay Que Kiko.
Is it Ay Que Kiko?
He had one called Ay Que Kiko.
I thought it was like the El Niño de Papel.
Oh, maybe that was another one, a spin-off. But there was
okay.
one called Ike Kiko, where it just focused on Kiko. And I just remember it because I liked the TV theme was Ike Kiko. That's all. It would just keep saying the same.
Geeko, like,
Yeah.
because they had what happened was they had a fallout, so he decided to leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Dropping the knowledge here. All right. Well, so you're 1 for 1. Let's go to the next one.
How'd you get 'em? Way up north in a house that's new. Never promised me your big feet and you. From your ankle up, I'd say you sure is sweet. From that down, you just too much feet. Your feet's too big.
Rudy throwing up the X. He's tapping out. So this was Harry and the Hendersons.
I don't remember that, but I do remember there was a show, but I truly don't remember that.
Great little song. When I heard this little theme, I was like, man, kind of cool little theme. It had, I think it used to come out on, from what I remember, like Fox, like afternoon, like in Saturday afternoons.
Wasn't there was one in USA, or that was it?
Maybe it was, yeah, it was the same one.
Was
but
it USA or Fox?
Yeah.
I think it's. I do remember I don't remember the theme, but I do
think
remember.
he even had a movie, didn't he? Harry and the
Oh,
Hendersons.
that's where they got the show from, remember?
Yeah.
Because the movie was in it first.
All right, well, you're 1 for 2. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. All right. What is it?
Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
There you go. Well, come on, we gotta at least let it get to the part where he does that sound, that grunt. Hold on. All right. If I didn't hear that little grunt, it's like when you get an itch and you never get to scratch it. I had to be able to scratch that itch.
You're like the Al Borland, dude.
What size fits Al? All right, so you're 2 for 3. Let's go to the next thing.
Troubled.
That woman's not wearing underwear.
Is that all you can think about? Food and sex?
Yes. Please, focus. Look out! Hey, it's Jay. No time for small talk. We're late.
Sexy Chino raising his hand.
I think it's Moonlight.
It is not Moonlight. It is Herman's Head.
Oh.
All right.
I remember that. I do remember that because remember the girl was actually Bartenson's voice.
Yeah, Nancy Cartwright. I think Hank Azaria is in it too. The voice of a bunch of
Herman's
characters.
Head. Yeah, because I remember that part at least.
All right, so you're 2 for 4.
2 for
She's still
4.
50%. That's still pretty good.
Oh, wrong.
All right, let's go to the next theme. Rudy raising his hand.
Family Ties.
It is not Family Ties. It's Who's the Boss?
Oh, sounds so off. Sounds insane.
Yep. With what's his name? Forgot the actor's name.
Tony Danza.
There you go.
I should have known this because I really dig Alicia Milano back in the days.
Yeah. So you're 2 for 5 so far. All right, you got to make sure you get the next one here. Let's go to the next theme.
Move to the E to the move to the E to the
Love in the morning, new day is dawning. It's me. Now realizing my responsibility. It's me. My best friend's always on my mind. You wanna be down tonight? I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta move.
I think he's gonna take a guess.
I'm gonna have to take a guess on this one. It's not Martin, right?
It is not Martin. All right, you got that one wrong, but all right, you got 2 so far. 2 out of 6, I
So
think.
what was it?
It was Moesha.
I didn't watch
Mo to the
I didn't watch
eat
Moesha.
to the.
I did not watch Moesha.
All right, let's go to.
I did not watch Moesha.
I don't think many other people did either. All right, let's go to the next one.
That's what the reason you put it there.
Chino throwing up the X.
I
He's
have
tapping
no
out.
clue who that is.
This is, very topical movies. This is the TV show Spider-Man from the 70s.
No, I don't remember that one.
Man, you came in hot.
Yep.
Now you're like 2 for 7. So I think you got to get the next few at least to make it at least somewhat respectable. All right, go to the next one.
Bienvenido esta noche a la casa de usted.
You got it?
Is this Bienvenido?
Yes, man. I thought for sure you were not gonna get this one. Of course you would watch this, you little pervert.
What's wrong with Bienvenidos, man? What's
A bunch of like Colombian women in little bikinis, but
Hey.
hey, I was right there with you watching it. All right, so
Hey,
you're
you
like,
gotta get your food somehow, man.
all right, let's go to the next one here.
My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight. I'm sitting here in traffic on the Queensboro Bridge tonight. But I don't care, cause all I wanna do is cash my check and drive right home to you. Cause baby, all my life I will be driving home to you.
It looks like it's
have
you. No idea.
Like I couldn't say taxi because it didn't sound like taxi. It can be. I was thinking of all the car shows, but no, man. I'll be perfectly honest.
So this was King of Queens with Kevin James and Leah Remini.
I remember hearing about the show, but I never watched it.
All right. Well, you can't bat 50% anymore. You're 4 for 9, but maybe you can get this next one, the last one. I don't think you're getting this.
I'm not gonna get this, but what I was thinking when I heard that, I was like, dude, I think that's Rap's theme, whatever.
Raph from WCW.
Like, yeah, it felt like not his like when he was more with Mortis, that style.
Oh man,
that's what it sounded like.
I could picture Wrath coming out to this. Yeah, but it's not Wrath's theme song. This is America's Most Wanted.
I didn't watch that either.
Yeah, so you got 3 out of 10. So yeah, just leave it at that.
Yeah, you pick a lot of absurd songs.
and the one I thought for sure you weren't gonna get, you got Bienvenidos. No surprise there. All right, let's go to commercials, and then we're gonna come back and wrap things up.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. That's the statement of the great men in Double Men Gone. Double your sentiments, your merriment, double your moment of fun. Double your delightment with the right rent. For refreshment, it's the only one. Double your pleasure, double your fun. That's the statement of the great men in Double.
And watching this Double Mint commercial, another sitcom popped up during actresses from a sitcom, Sister, in the same commercial. Sister. All right, well, that wraps up the show. Thanks again, Chino, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. That was a lot of fun. And you definitely took my nostalgia out of it because I don't remember half of the songs at the end, and you played with that game.
I thought, man, I don't know. Some of the ones that you got, I was surprised you got, and the ones you didn't get, I thought for sure you would get. But, maybe one day you'll break your Gilbert streak on this podcast.
Yeah, as long as you we get on the same page, but I doubt it because some of the theme songs you picked up, some of the shows I never even thought about. I really didn't listen to or watch, so it's I was thinking you were gonna put like something maybe like rock or something, or like
Oh man, that's what I forgot.
yeah, like rock,
Yeah.
but like yeah, some of those old school. Because you probably like stuff that I used to listen to, like Soap, and back in the days.
Yeah, I
And,
didn't watch those. Well,
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even watch the Honeymooners, I bet.
no, I was more of a I Love Lucy fan. But yeah, why don't you tell the listeners out there what you got going on, where they can find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Dance Chino Dance, Instagram at Dance Chino Dance, Twitter, Wrestling Pro Wrestling at Wrestling Pro Wrestling, Instagram at Wrestling PW on Twitter, I believe. And all of a sudden, yeah, look in YouTube for Wrestling Pro Wrestling and check us out, because I'm telling you, it's entertaining. Make up your choice.
That's right. As for me, find me. Make sure you guys follow me on one of the social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or Twitter. I am at Retro Tiburon, RetroTiburon. I'm also gonna try to start doing some Twitch gameplays on Twitch. I'm playing some old school games, so yeah, just keep an eye out for that too. I'm also Retro Tiburon on Twitch. I'm gonna put links to Sexy Chino social media, as well as Wrestling Pro Wrestling, as well as my links. So if you go to the show notes of the episode, I will put links to all of our social medias and things we got going on. But yeah, that's it, Chino. So you'll be back in a couple of months for a very, last year we did WrestleMania matches. We're gonna do another WrestleMania matches, but with a twist. So see you in a couple months.
That was interesting. Thank you very much.
As always, I leave you with the sounds of the band Ternura. Check them out. I also have a link to their music on the show notes. And yeah, you'll find a link to their music. Awesome Long Beach band. See you all next time. See you all on the other side.